Hi friends, and welcome to Slowdown September with Yoga Borne. I hope you're really well. So this move slowly practice, which is going to be just a short and sweet, slow flowing style practice, was originally intended to be with you last week. Apologies for that, I've been a little bit under the weather. I'm just now feeling a little bit of my strength returning, and I feel that I'm able to offer you the best of me for this practice. So to begin with, you may want to grab some props. I've got 2 yoga blocks and just a cushion off my sofa. If you've got yoga blocks, grab those. If you haven't, something solid that can just give you a little bit of height. We will be using our blocks in the practice, but of course, whatever is best for you. Maybe a blanket. I'm quite warm at the moment in my house, so I'm not going to use a blanket. But if you're practicing in the evening, now it's cooling down for those autumn evenings, maybe grab a blanket. A cushion or a pillow is good just to pop underneath the head for when we lay down. And anything else you may need. I've got myself a glass of water here, so if you need a drink, then grab one. You can hit pause, get together everything you need, set up your space, take a little bit of time to do that. So try not to kind of rush into just putting everything out. Make that part of the practice. That's where we slow down, laying out our space with care. And then hit play when you are ready. So we're going to begin lay down on the earth. A lot of my practices begin lay down on the earth. They're designed in mind of the seasons, which, as many of you will know, is something that I feel deeply connected to nature. The seasons, the cyclical way of being. And the intention is we kind of start our practice, let's say in winter, in the depths of rest. We warm up, we move through and expand into summer. We move back down to autumn, and then we lay ourselves back to the earth for winter and rest. So come to find a position that serves you on the back of the body. A position where you can arrive. For me, it's going to be constructive rest. So having my feet stepped out a little bit wider, my knees knocking inwards. I've got my hands resting on my belly, elbows to the earth. But you could have legs extended, arms extended, a little bit of a tuck of the chin to the chest. And let's start to arrive. Maybe with a couple of deep breaths if that feels natural. So just releasing anything that doesn't serve you. Let go as best you can of tension, tightness, as you start to soften into the body. Maybe the eyes are closed, just drawing our awareness inwards. Big kind of theme as we move into autumn. Inwards, downwards energy. And perhaps you're just bearing witness here to the body softening and spreading on the mat. To the breath slowing down. If you can, breathe in through the nose. You may breathe out through the nose, or you may want to breathe out through the mouth. So just give yourself these precious moments to arrive. If the mind is very switched on, then perhaps take the hands to the belly, follow the ebb and flow of the breath, the rise and fall of the body as that happens, that connection, union. And then slowly bend into the knees, place the feet to the earth if they're not there already. We'll take the feet to hip distance, maybe even a little bit wider, so somewhere that feels nice and solid for you. Bring the arms down by the side of the body, palms to the air. As you breathe in, we're just going to almost lazily lift the fingertips up towards the sky. As you breathe out, we're bringing them down to the ground. So just continue that with your breath. Breathing in Let's start to lift the fingers, maybe the wrists just gently move back and then forwards as we breathe out, and bring the arms down. And remembering always what is right for you. So you might not even look at the screen, you might just be listening for guidance here. Never looking at someone else and their physical body as how your body should be. Let's take one more deep breath in and breathe out. And then we're going to move it into the lower body with a little bit of rolling bridge. So again, just checking that the feet feel nice and stable. Spread the toes. You don't need to be able to touch the heels here. So we're looking for knees and heels or ankles to be nicely in line for strength. If we move the heels too far in, we can quite often overshoot and stretch a little bit too much down the front of the legs. So maybe bringing the arms down. Chin is still tucked to the chest. Push down through the feet as you breathe in. Just gently lifting the hips up. As you breathe out, lower down. Doesn't have to be this huge effort. Let's just slowly roll through a few more of these. So remember, this is just kind of warming up. We're just gently bringing ourselves into spring here. Not literally, of course, we're in autumn, but in that kind of cyclical way that our practice is moving. Let's take one more. Breathe in to lift whenever you're ready. And breathe out to lower down. Draw the knees in towards you. Catch hold of what works. And just softly rock from side to side. So we're still soft with the movement. And from here, it depends how you feel energy-wise. So you might take the hands to the backs of the thighs and start to roll up and down a little bit. You might feel that it's more for you at the moment just to roll over to the side of the body. And we're going to meet in Sukhasana, so our seated cross-leg position. If that doesn't work for you, then find a position that does. So this is about being curious and exploring. Maybe it's to have the legs out in front of you. Maybe it's to come into butterfly with the soles of the feet together. So find a position that works. Just have a little movement on the seat. Grounding. So moving now from the earth element as we come into autumn, but we hold on to this earth element. So the earth element exists throughout any season and in between each season, that sense of grounding, balance. Let's take a breath in, sweep the arms up, join the palms. You might lift the gaze to the thumbs. As you breathe out, draw the hands to the heart space. You might drop chin to chest. Inhale, lift the prayer up towards the sky. As you exhale, gaze forwards and sweep the arms wide, touching down on the earth. Keeping that left hand down to the earth, let's breathe in, lift the right hand up, and as we breathe out, just take it over to that left side without closing down into the body. So we're opening up nicely here, lateral stretch. Push down through the left hand, take a breath in, sweep the hands to join in the sky, and as you breathe out, come to the heart space. Inhale, sweep hands wide, upward salute. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Breathe in, lift fingertips to sky. Breathe out, sweep the arms wide as the gaze comes forwards. Press down through that right hand. Breathe in, lift up through left. Breathing out, keeping the body nice and open. You can relax that upper hand. You might even have a little twirl around the wrist or wiggle of the fingers. Press down through right, breathe in to upward salute and breathe out to the heart space. Lovely. So we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees now. If you do have a blanket, that can be really good for supporting the knees. Fingers are spread, shoulders may be over the wrists, hips might be over the knees. And just get yourself into a position that feels good for you there. So sometimes you need to just have a little bit of movement to explore. Tops of the feet gently press to the earth. As you breathe in, let the belly drop and the heart space gently open. Don't strain the neck. As you breathe out, push the hands down to the earth. Arch the back. Look towards the heart. Let's take 2 more just in your own breath. And then come back to a neutral spine position. So I'm just going to grab my props close to me, my blocks. And we're going to step our right foot forward. So you might want to lift up onto the fingertips in order to get that step through. Let's bring the right foot towards the right edge of the mat. And here's where the blocks might be useful. So we begin with the knee and heel in line. Then as we breathe in, I'm just going to move the weight of the body forwards. So it's okay here to bring the knee ahead of the ankle or the toes. As we breathe out, perhaps we just start to move the blocks back. We may find we can sit down onto that back heel, we may not. We may find we can lift the toes to the sky, we may not. So kind of half Hanumanasana or half split position. As we breathe in, we gently come forwards. So getting into the inner lines of the legs here. As we breathe out, back, right into that back line of the leg. One more time. Just steadily with your breath. And then we find ourselves back in our lunge position. Let's tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. I'm just going to slowly move the body weight forwards and backwards here. So take the blocks to what you feel is an appropriate level for you. And as we inhale, we just gently shift forwards, stretching out through that back leg. As we exhale, just gently coming back. So we're not straightening that front leg. Just playing a little bit with the weight here. Let's pause in our runner's lunge position. You might need to take the blocks a little bit further forwards. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, step that back foot forwards. So feet could be nice and wide. Knees might be soft. Again, just maybe naturally swaying. Then as we breathe in, push down through the props. Find a nice length to the back, the arms and the legs. Ardha Uttanasana. As we breathe out, let's bend the knees. Look towards the heart space or maybe between the legs. Uttanasana. Take a breath in, lifting up. And as you breathe out, step that back foot, that right foot back, sorry. We breathe in just to shift the weight forwards. We breathe out to shift the weight back. So again, we're just exploring here. We're working through the energy lines of the legs, linked to autumn, spleen, stomach, large intestine. A nice deep breathing. So the lungs here are the organ of autumn. So a lot of this is thinking about digestion, excretion, letting go, of course. Let's drop that back knee down. And for a moment, we're in our low lunge position. Same thing here, just with that back knee down. We breathe in to move forwards. Just find our edge there. We breathe out. We're moving backwards. Inhale. We come forwards. And exhale. Just back to whatever we think is good for us. So one more time. Deep breathing, supporting our respiratory system. And then we're back in our lunge position. From here, we could let go of the blocks or take them to their lowest level. Bring the hands to the earth, lift that back knee, step the front foot back, And let's find downward facing dog. So moving into the energy lines of the arms, heart, lungs. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a breath in, just shift the weight forward slightly. And as you breathe out, drop down onto the knees, release the feet. Send the knees wider, seat comes to heels. Arms just gently reach forwards as the forehead descends towards the earth, or maybe to a prop. And just find the difference here between gently reaching and extending the arms forwards and really forcing and stretching. So the fingers are spread, that reach forwards, and in balance, the sit back of the seat towards the heels. Let's gently rise up into our tabletop position. Perhaps taking your blocks here. Maybe it comes onto the highest level, and we're going to step our way up. So we're back into our halfway position. Breathe in, lengthen and strengthen. Breathe out, slowly folding forward. Release the knees just to protect the back. And then let's push down through our left hand into the prop. Bend that left knee and start to open the body to the right hand side. So the right leg will extend. We don't need to push it to hyperextend. Right fingertips could reach to the sky. We could place the right hand on the back. We're just rolling that shoulder round. We could reach for the left thigh. If the neck is not comfortable gazing up, absolutely gaze down. Take a breath in. Breathe out, bend the knees, let the head be heavy. We're back to Uttanasana. Other side, we just gently start to lift, press down through right knee bends. Left fingertips may lift. We may go behind the back, roll in that left shoulder round. Gaze might look to the earth. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Down into Uttanasana. Let's bring the hands then onto the feet. Start to lift the gaze as we draw the hands up the front of the body. Past the knees, into the thighs. And then eventually finding Tadasana. Feet together, feet apart, whatever serves you. Let's take a couple of deeper breaths. Let the shoulders and face relax as you exhale. There's strength through the feet, through the thighs, and a bit of softness through your upper body. Feel that sense of grounding through the feet, even if there's a gentle sway. Let's take a breath in, sweep the hands up, join the palms, breathe out to the heart space. Inhale, fingertips lift. As we exhale, we bring the arms back into Tadasana. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out to the heart space. Breathe into the sky. Breathe back down to earth. Nice. And from here, we're going to come to the long edge of your mat. And take the feet out, just nice and wide. Turn the toes in a little bit. I'm going to reach back for my props here. So we might bring the hands into the hips or waist. As we breathe in, we're drawing the shoulder blades together. We're not straining the neck, we're just lifting the gaze. As we breathe out, you might soften into the knees. Fold the body forwards, draw the crown of the head forward, feel the shoulders draw back. If you wish, you could pop the hands down onto some blocks. And see if you can just lengthen through the spine a little bit. So for me, I can feel like lower back has dipped slightly. So I'm just going to roll the tailbone under a tiny little bit
See how that works. Gazing down, but slightly ahead. Let's bring that left hand and the left prop towards the center of us. We press down through that left hand. We might even bend into the left knee a little bit. As we breathe in, we reach the right hand up towards the sky. Perhaps as you breathe out, you take it behind the back. Completely up to you. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, we come back into our wide leg forward fold, keeping the arms, the spine strong. Right hand comes to center, maybe right knee bends. Breathe in, sweep round and reach up. As you breathe out, you might place the hand behind the back. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, come into that forward fold position. And let's start to heel toe the feet just a little bit closer together, wider than hip distance maybe. Take a breath in, maybe use your blocks here. As you breathe out, we're going to sit ourselves down into Armalasana. Nearly fell off that one. It's been happening recently. So if you can here, and if it feels comfortable, sit nice and tall, bring the palms to the heart space. We're not using that to sort of really, come on, push the legs apart. It's to give us a little bit of length through the spine, a little bit of focus point with the hands. If that doesn't work, fingertips to the earth and gazing down is fine. Breathe in and out here. You might close the eyes or soften the gaze. And then we're going to make our way down onto our seat. So perhaps removing the blocks, just dropping the legs down. Let's extend them out wide. If you need to, you could pop the blocks behind the knees. You could pop a blanket or a cushion behind the knees. So if that's very tight at the backs of the legs, don't force it. Breathe in. Nice and tall. As you breathe out, just gently walking the hands forwards. Push the heels away and feel that activate through the backs of the legs. So we're not looking to completely lay ourselves flat on the earth. If that's what happens for you, that is absolutely fine. Take another breath in, find a little bit of lift. As you breathe out, is there a little bit more space? Shoulders aren't lifted up by the ears, they're gently drawn down. And let's bring ourselves over to this right side. So place the right hand wherever is comfortable on that leg. We're not pushing down on top of the shin or the knee. As we breathe in, we're going to lift the left hand up to the sky. If it feels like a movement that works for you without completely closing the body off, so we don't want to be here, then you could always just gently start to reach over as if you're reaching for that right toe. May never make it there, and that's okay. Take a breath in, let's lift up. And as we breathe out, we come forwards once more. Slowly making our way over to that left side. Take a breath in, draw open through the body, spread the fingertips. As you breathe out, you might gently be reaching over to that left side, not closing down through the body. If the gaze isn't comfortable up, the gaze could be down, straight ahead. Breathe it in. Lift up. And as we breathe out, let's just release the hands to the earth. Soften the knees, soften the toes. And we'll find ourselves in Sukhasana or whatever is a comfortable seated position for you. Nice tall spine. Drop the chin down towards the chest. Just relaxing the hands where it's comfortable. Breathe in and come back to center with the gaze. As you breathe out, just gently turn to your right side. So perhaps placing the right hand behind you or a little diagonal.
Left hand where it's comfortable. Inhale, nice and tall. As you exhale, just coaxing that right shoulder round. And again, we don't need to throw or strain the neck round. Where does it feel natural for the neck? Breathe in. Breathe out, turn to center. Just drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the gaze to center. Exhale, rotating to the left. Breathe in, sit tall. Breathe out, gently rotate. Take a breath in. Breathe out, turn to center, chin returns to chest. The next time we breathe in, we're going to gently come through center and just lift the chin up towards the sky. Again, we're not forcing. As we breathe out, we drop the ear over to the right shoulder, so I can feel kind of a bit of tension there in the left side of my neck. So definitely don't want to force. Inhale brings the head back to center, and the exhale just gently drops you over to the left. Take a breath in and come to center. And from here, we're going to make our way down to the earth. So I'm going to take my cushion with me. I'll have my blocks close to hand, even though I'm not necessarily going to use them, but you may want to. So it's always good to have things close to hand. Have a sip of your drink, gather what you need, and let's meet on the earth in constructive rest here. So feet stepped a little bit wider, knees knocking inwards. Chin is gently tucked to the chest. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just let the knees drop over to the right. Keeping the shoulders to the earth. Maybe the gaze starts to soften. As we breathe in, we bring the knees back to center, the feet step wide. And as we breathe out to the left. Bless me. I thought, oh, a sneeze is coming. I don't want to have to record this again, but I'm not. This is natural, right? This is me in my home. This is just who I am. Let's bring the knees back to center and draw them in towards us. Catch hold of what works. You might even give your legs a little massage. So just showing thanks, appreciation. And then if there's anything else that feels good for you, go for that now. Otherwise, we're going to come just for a couple of breaths into butterfly. So knees fall wide, soles of the feet come towards each other. I've placed my hands on my belly so I can just have that little focus point of my breath. And if you're short on time, this could be your Shavasana. So the beauty for me as well of a kind of shorter and slower practice is that we're not going straight from boom, 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 this high energy to, oh, here we go, quick 2-minute Shavasana. We've not really balanced energy. We've not brought ourselves back down to the ground. That kind of cyclical movement allows for that to happen. We're moving in tune with nature, with the seasons. And from here, you could bring the legs together, extend them down onto the mat. You could shuffle onto the side of your body for a side Shavasana. So find what works for you. If it's more comfortable for you to come into a seated position, then do that. And I'm just going to bring myself up into a seated position. You stay exactly where you are, wherever you found comfort.
Perhaps the eyes are closed or the gaze is soft. And can we once again be aware of that softness and release of the body? Each time you exhale, just melts into the mat. If the mind is busy, maybe the focus point is that breath or the gentle release of the body. Or maybe in your mind, you're just saying to yourself, I am grounded, I'm resting, I'm releasing. Perhaps the words, let go. So all those thoughts that our practice and also the season of autumn can bring about release, introspection. Let yourself have these moments. You'll never get them the same again. Just to give yourself over to Shavasana. And maybe you stay here for quite a while longer. When you're ready, really take your time and take care as you move out of Shavasana. So try not to get up and rock up really quickly. Maybe just lower yourself over to the side of the body. Take a breath or two there. Push into the earth. Bring yourself up. Have a bit of a stretch. Reground in that moment. Perhaps a couple of deeper breaths. You might want to bring the hands to the heart. Just take a moment to thank yourself. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed that Move Slowly practice. Apologies again for the delay. And don't forget, there are loads of other practices and still more to come as part of Slowdown September. Take really good care of yourself, and I hope to see you really soon. The light and dark within me honors the light and dark within you. Namaste. Thank you. Bye for now.